Welcome to CSuite Middle East. I'm your host, Shane Phillips, and today we're talking to the Group CEO of MediClinic Middle East, David Hadley. David, what's your advice to anyone who wants to follow in your footsteps and become a CEO?
I think, Shane, first of all, before you're thinking about becoming a CEO, you need to know who you are. You need to take reflection on what your own capabilities and abilities are, which is a very important step to take when you're deciding whether or not you want to become a CEO. As an example, I always had an ambition that I wanted to become an accountant, and then I realized, but I like to interact with people a lot. Accountants generally interact with numbers a lot. So I took reflection on myself and realized that I probably won't be a very good accountant because I'll be stuck in an office all day looking at numbers. So if you want to become a CEO and you're not comfortable dealing with people, dealing with numbers, dealing with difficult decisions, leading people, making hard calls, showing a lot of energy at work, transferring that energy to your employees, passionate about what you want to do. If you're not comfortable being that type of individual, then you probably won't ever become a CEO or ever become a successful CEO. So I would say before you even think about becoming a CEO, be honest with yourself, face the brutal facts, know who you are, and then make a decision as to whether or not a CEO is the right job for you.
So when you're looking at top performance in the workplace, being self-critical or analyzing one's performance, looking at your gaps, being candid about your own performance is one of the key traits?
It's a key trait, and what I find is many individuals are not prepared to do that. They're either overconfident or they don't have any confidence whatsoever in making those sort of calls as to what their strengths and weaknesses are. So it's vital in terms of your progression to be critical with yourself, to continuously develop yourself, and the only way to develop yourself is to know what your shortcomings are. Learn from others. I think having mentors is a fantastic way of reflecting on yourself, and it doesn't need to be good mentors. Bad mentors teach you a lot too. A lot of autobiographies and books can teach you the way other people approach leadership, and at the end of the day you create your own leadership style, but I think it's important to reflect on yourself and compare yourself to others.
Now you mentioned confidence, underconfidence, overconfidence, and a lot of people feel confidence is a precursor to ambition, which is a precursor to vision. How do you feel confidence and self-confidence plays out in a personal success story?
I think you've got to at least show self-confidence, and I guess you've got to have self-confidence to take on bold roles. It doesn't mean to say you're not nervous when you take on a new opportunity, or you have to lead a team, or you have to stand in front of a crowd and make a speech. You are still nervous, but you've got to have the confidence to do it. You've actually got to be brave, which is probably more important than having self-confidence. And being brave and showing that self-confidence is the only way you will be able to get the people to buy into your vision, to follow you. If you want to be a good leader and you want to have followers, they want to see somebody that's confident and brave in where he's taking them.
A mentor once told me it's not what you want in life, but what you're willing to sacrifice for it. Does that statement resonate with you?
Absolutely. I see it all the time. People often say, I want to become the CEO, I want to progress in my career. Then there's an opportunity maybe in a different emirate or in a different country. You offer them the opportunity and they say, but I can't leave now. I can't up my family and go to another country. I've unfortunately done that a lot. There's been very disruptive for my family, and it's been quite a challenge. And thankfully I've had the support of my wife and my son, who have always been willing to up and go when the opportunities have arisen. So it's key to progressing in your careers. You need to make sacrifices. And anybody that tells you need to have a work-life balance is probably not being honest, because there's certainly more work in my life than there is life, if that's the correct way of putting it.
Thank you for coming on CSuite Middle East.
Thank you very much for having me.